Hi everybody, welcome back. This upcoming video is going to be about a 2012 Jeep Patriot. I've had this Jeep in the shop a couple times this month. The first time was for a broken window regulator. The second time was for an evap system leak where I had to smoke the fuel tank and ended up having to do a JB weld repair on one of the fuel tank fittings. This thing had roughly 96,000 miles on it, and the customer also complained of a slight shudder or a misfire at idle. While it was in the shop, I went ahead and pulled out a couple spark plugs for inspection, and this is what I found. So stay tuned. This is going to be a fun video. If you'd like to see any of the other videos on this Jeep, just check the links in the description down below. Bonus feature, the customer would like me to pull these spark plugs out and replace them with new ones because this engine is at nearly 100,000 miles. It's going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to pull this intake plumbing off just to give me access to this area here, and each spark plug has its own individual coil. I'll pop those coils off, yank the plugs out, and rinse and repeat.
What are we talking about this meeting? I don't know.
There we go. My vote's going to be to start with the easy side first today. So I shall unplug these. That's 3. This is only a 6-cylinder in this, so there's just 3 per side. Yeah, let's move down here for a closer view. There we go. Each of these coils is held on with one 10mm nut. 2. And this one has a hose bracket on it. Let's get that bracket off. See that? And 3. Okay, looking good. All right, let's fish out these plugs. But before I do that, I'm gonna blow these holes out with some compressed air. There's a lot of sand and stuff on here, and I don't want any of it to get down inside of the engine. Yeah, look at all that. Just full of nasty. Okay, let it be known that I am going to use a power tool to remove these spark plugs, but I'm not going to use the power feature to break them loose or to torque them. I will do that by hand and just use the power feature on the tool to run the threads out.
I'm making jokes.
Okay, for fun, I want to get a close-up of this old plug here. Look at this guy. See the electrode? Very, very worn electrode. I've got a gap gauge here, and look at where this thing gaps out at. 73 thousandths. You see it right there. 73 thousandths of an inch is where the gap has worn down to on this plug. And looking over at the plate, the spec for the gap is 40 thousandths, so this is nearly twice the gap that it's supposed to have. Let's pull these other 2 out. Let's pull these other 2 and see where they gap out at. Okay, yeah, that one's not doing the best either. Let's see where we gap on this one. Looks like 65, 66 thousandths. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. And again, you can see how the electrode's worn.
with some crusty buildup. Yep, definitely time for a tune-up. Okay, number 3, come on out. Click. Whoa, that one's running lean. Look at all that white buildup. And this one is at 72 thousandths of an inch. Definitely got their money's worth. Alright. I'm gonna edit that one. Okay, I'd like to pull apart the other side. I was thinking about trying to squeeze past this coolant bottle, but I believe that's gonna just take too long and aggravate me, so I'm just going to remove that coolant bottle. There's one. This one's kind of rusty over here. Let's see if it comes off. Uh-oh, you guys fell down. Here. There. Oh, that's better. Okay, well, that gives me some space-ish, maybe. I don't want to take it off because I don't want to spill any coolant. There. That's goodish enough. Okay. There we go. Alright, these hoses and everything are still kind of in the way, so I am gonna take this off and move it. And I'm gonna do it without breaking this plastic nipple. Good. There. Now I can swing this all the way out of the way. And I can pull this hose back. Perfect. Okay, now we've got decent access to these last 3 coils. And same procedure as the other side. I shall unplug them, unbolt them, and blow them out. If this is not gonna unplug, come here. Come off. This one might be tough. There it goes. That kind of hurt my thumb. This coil looks good. No carbon tracking or spark leaked out right here. This is good. Come off. Yeah. This one looks good too. What I referred to as carbon tracking is the burn marks that get made if spark makes its way out of this case and then runs up the side. But these are all in good shape. And that one too. Okay, one more hit with the blowgun and I'll pull those plugs out. Alright, so we switched ratchets to the 3/8. Let's pull these plugs out. Reverse click. Again, another very eroded electrode. That's about what could be expected out of the rest of them also. Yep, same thing here. And last but not least, again, yep, same thing. That was worn to nothing. All right, before I make a move to install these, I have to ensure that the gap is proper, and we're looking for 40 thousandths. This one's correct. I've got, there's the second one, 40 thousandths, that's good. And number 3 on this side, 41 thousandths, but acceptable. Especially on the installation, I am not going to use the power function of these ratchets to apply torque. It can cause the porcelain insulator on the spark plugs to actually break. Started by hand, but I will use that function to run the threads down very slowly. I know. And good and tight. Oh, I almost dropped this plug. I actually dropped it and caught it with the same hand. Wow. Okay, starting by hand. And torque is applied. Click. Before installing these coils, a small dab of dielectric grease should be applied. There we go. And I can drop each one down in their homes. Alright, 3 more 10 mils to secure these coils to their studs, and I will get this coolant bottle back on. Click. Very good. Coolant bottle's fairly easy. It just slides over these 2 studs on the firewall, and it is now in its home. There's 1 stud there, the other one's over here. And again, this will be secured with 2 more 10mm nuts. Now I can put this coolant hose back on. It's clicked in, and I mustn't forget the clamp. Ooh. Come here. Okay, so for the sake of time, I have already gapped or checked the gap on those these new plugs. and we're gonna go ahead and get these installed right now. Started by hand, run it down with power. Finish it off by hand. Click. Okay, last one going in. Threads are started. Little power for speed. And click. There we go. And again, some dielectric on in the plug holes. I smeared it on everything, but I want it in the hole. Just a dab. There we go.
Hey,
all right, folks, quick GoPro battery change, and we're in the home stretch here. Throw some parts together. That's the number 1 coil, and the second one installed, and number 3. That one's going in too. Click, click, and click. And 3 nuts. Sweet. Okay, this thing clips on right here. That's a bracket for this hose, and there's one more that goes on the backside coil. Little mount for that hose right there. Okay. All right, let's throw this intake back on and see how she runs. I mustn't forget my clamp. And fun fact, this sensor is the intake air temperature sensor. All right, guys, let's go starting the engine. Ding, ding. All right. Very good. Feels smooth, nothing shaky or vibrating or making noises. Not bad. And a recheck under the hood indicates everything is happy. All the parts are where they go. This one's all set. All right, folks. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm gonna go take this out on a quick test drive and make sure everything's good to go and return this vehicle to their customer. They're going to be here in probably about a half an hour or so. They want to pick this up before 5. So I'm gonna go finish up everything I had to do regarding making sure my repair is in good shape, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'd like to thank you guys again for watching and remind you to not forget to have a great day. See you guys.